Hi, and welcome to Simply Raising Arrows. This is a collaboration called Traveling Through the Alphabet, and it is hosted by April at the Simple Rugged Path. I will have her link in my description box below, as well as the playlist link so that you can travel through the alphabet with us and see all the other letters from A to Z. Hope you enjoy this collaboration and let us know what you think. Bye. Okay, so our letter is the letter H, H for hen, and I chose the little red hen. This book was given to me back in 1987 from my grandmother, who is unfortunately no longer with me. So it's just a very special story. I always enjoyed this story when I was younger, and I'm really excited that I get to share this and my storybook with Grayson. So this was a storybook written in 1985 through Scholastic. We will watch a YouTube video on it as well of it reading this exact story. There are lots of different kinds of the little red hen, but this one is very special, near and dear to my heart. Grayson, keep the stuff in there. He's making a mess with our sensory bin that you will see soon in the video, but this is our storybook for the letter H. So let's get started. Okay, so Grayson is going to show you our hens that can cluck. This one is Grayson's, this one was mine, and this is the craft that I really wanted him to share in because my grandma had made me one when she sent me this book for Christmas a while back in 1987. So this book and the whole story is very special to me. So Grayson, can you show us how your hen clucks? How's it work?
Like this.
What's it doing?
Doing the chicken.
Chicken cluck.
He's pooping.
He's not pooping.
He was.
Only a boy would say that. Can you show me your hen? Uh-oh. What's he look like?
He's upside down.
Can you show me what's on your hen? What'd you put on him?
Yes.
Is that a little comb, kind of?
Yeah.
Like our chicks outside?
Yeah.
And what are these?
The feathers like our chickens outside.
Yeah, and how many eyes does it have?
Like our chickens.
How many eyes?
1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
5.
how many eyes? 1, 2 eyes. And what's this?
His nose.
His beak.
His beak.
So you just use a solo cup. All of this stuff was just pretty much from the dollar store. And as you can see, you just cut a slit at the top. I taped it down so it wouldn't fall out because he is 3. And then you just use, oop, we just lost an eye. We'll have to glue that back on. You use a string, and then at the bottom you just put a little, this is a sponge that I used from the dollar store, and just cut it off because I have one on mine as well. And you just pull the string. So he is our eyeless clucking hen. Okay, so we are doing sequencing, and all that I did was have seeds. I just made copies of the book, and then I laminated them with the dollar store laminating sheets, labeled them on the back, and just put a little magnet so he can put them in order. I just did the 4 basic ones because he's only 3, and trying to do too many sequences would be confusing to him, because sequencing, this was the very first time that he is even doing sequencing. So Grayson, in the story, do you remember what she does first to bake her bread? How does she start?
This.
No.
This.
Does she put stuff in the oven first, or does she mix all her stuff?
To her make
Good.
all the stuff.
So can you find the picture over here of her making her stuff? Her
Yes.
bread? Yeah, where's the matching picture over here for number 1?
This.
Grayson, over here. Pick one of these where she's mixing all her stuff?
This.
Grayson,
This.
these pictures. Which one?
This.
Not over there. Grayson, right here.
Her put it in the oven and switch it down.
Great. Now find the picture where she has the eggs. Over here on your magnet.
Right here.
Over here, Grayson. Which one? Okay, stop looking at the book. Which picture has
These are
the egg?
eggs.
Good. So that's number 1. Can you put that in the number 1 spot?
Here.
Okay. Now, what came next? Do you remember?
Her put it in the oven.
No, that came last. So next, she squished it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you put this next to that for
Right.
number 2?
Right here.
And then did she put it in her loaf pan?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 3.
I'll put it right here.
And what'd she do last?
Put it in the oven.
Put it in the oven for her wheat bread.
Yeah.
And we'll show them how our wheat bread turned out. So this is his sequencing on his cookie tray. Okay, so this is our sensory bin. And again, all I did was take copies of the pictures from my story, and I used those same laminating strips from the Dollar Tree, and then I just put them on some clothespins so that he can use them in his sensory bin to kind of tell the story, or he can clip them up here. So we have the main characters. We have, who's this? Is that the cat?
Yeah.
And the dog?
Yeah.
And the hen? And the goose. And what we have here, we use lentils as kind of her little wheat seeds. And then we just have some tweezers, spoons, little whisks. These were all from the Dollar Tree. I also got this and these that I just took off of some flowers, I guess you call it, from the Dollar Tree. And it's kind of hard to see, but it kind of looks like wheat, and that's kind of why we chose that. So these are the wheat, and these were the stalks that she was cutting down. So again, those were from the dollar store, as well as just some leaves from the dollar store. And this is just a really small little muffin tin, because she squished her muffin tin down, or squished her bread down in her muffin tin. And bread tin, not muffin tin. And then this is just a shoebox size, which is the perfect size for him at this table, so he doesn't get it everywhere, which he still will. But so this is just a sensory bin activity for him. Okay, so we are going to discuss the Children's Book of Virtues. This is the first time that we did this book, actually. It's a wonderful book. It's a little bit over his head just because he is only 3. But it had the exact story of the little red hen. Well, not the exact story, but just kind of another kind of the story. Some few different characters. So what we did is we read this together and kind of talked about teamwork and working together. So this book just kind of introduces things for children a little bit more on their level of understanding, teaching them, like courage and responsibility, compassion, honesty, and loyal. Let's see. So the little red hen is considered under responsibility, working, and self-discipline. So again, it's a little bit over his head, but I still wanted to share this with him. And as you can see, these are for some of my other themes coming up, but this is a really awesome book, The Children's Book of Virtues by William J. Bennett. So this is our story that we are reading, The Little Red Hen. This is Scholastic's version. As I told you, this book was made in '85. Trying to see. So this is by Anthony Hayes, if you want to go ahead and find him. And you can pull up the exact same one. I'm sorry, my washer is going, so I hope you can kind of hear this. But it's just reading the story. So we already read the book, but this has showed him the actual story kind of playing out in person. And Scholastic Books are really wonderful if you don't have any of their books. I actually buy Scholastic Books every single month for my older kids because they are in public school. So these books are just really special to me. And again, this book was handed down to me from when I was younger. So I really hope you enjoy the story of the Little Red Hen as well. Okay, and for our snack, this is what's left. After it's cooled down and been wrapped up, we made some whole wheat batter bread, and the reason we did that was because in the story she is obviously making wheat bread, and I absolutely love making homemade bread. This is a really great recipe. I got it from the Amish Cook's Family Favorite Recipe book. This is a really awesome cookbook. I absolutely love everything about Amish. So this book is really great. And here is your recipe so that you can also make your own wheat bread. It was really good, warm. I don't know if you have any Amish stores, like grocery stores near you, but with some homemade Amish, we used the Amish honey, and then if you also use their Amish butter, it's so amazing when it first comes out of the oven. If you've never tried making your own bread, it is super easy to do with your kids, especially if you have a stand mixer. You just throw everything in there basically, get a hot towel, cover it, let it sit for a bit, let them poke it around for a bit, cover it back up again, and bake it. It's super easy. I don't have a bread machine. I'm actually really happy with homemade bread without a machine. So this is just really easy to do with your kiddos.